Hi guys, this is another long one. I'm doing viewer-suggested redesigns for Yandere Simulator. So, I got a lot of comments on my videos, and I've been looking at them. I told y'all I've been looking at the comments. I've been looking at them for inspiration to see who I should draw next. And as you can see, the first one up is Midori Green, also known as Miss Green Green. From not to be confused with the Green Gain. No, she's not from the Green Gain. She does not have gangrene. She's not green with envy as far as I know. She's just Miss Green Green. So the thing with Midori is I might be spitballing here, so I'm just throwing out suggestions, just saying. I might be completely wrong that this character that looks like this character and acts like this character is a reference to this character. She might be based off of a piece of lettuce, for all I know. But I'm going to say that she is based off of Tsuruya from Haruhi Suzumiya. And the character Tsuruya, she's like a super energetic, she's athletic and, full of energy and all that. But the actual important part of her is not that she is an energetic character or anything, but the meme. There's a meme for the character. So, the meme of Tsuruya is called Churuya, like C-H-U-R-A-Y. A-Y. No, I am a kind of an airhead, okay? Give me a break. Anyways, that's the meme of her, and basically it has this chibi version of the characters. And she, asks the main character, Kyon, she's like, Kyon, and then she asks her little silly question, and then he, scolds her, and then she, puts her little chibi paw up to her face and goes, Nyoron, and that's, the meme of Tsuruya, is she's a little silly goose who asks silly questions, gets scolded, and then makes a funny noise. And that's, basically what Midori's thing is she's a representation of the audience's questions in Yandere Dev's videos. A lot of people have an issue with it, especially because he's mean to her. And I'm probably gonna make people feel even worse about it, because people sometimes are saying, I don't want to be mean to this character, you made them even cuter. Oh, I am sorry. But yeah, that's her thing, is she's always asking questions, and they're very silly questions, and Yandere Dev is you guys asked me so many dumb questions. I'm representing the character who asks dumb questions, and you can see where the similarities come in. And my problem with Midori, Miss Green Green, Miss Green Gain, Miss Lettuce Head, Miss Leaf, not that kind of leaf, it's not weed, not those leaves, Miss Cabbage Head, Miss Lettuce, Mew Lettuce. The issue I have with her is that she's just kind of boring looking. Even the original character she's based off of, she's not the most interesting to look at. So I basically wanted to change her a little bit, but not too much, because I didn't want her to overtake the other character. She's not a rival. She's just a little silly head. So I wanted to make her look a little bit cuter, but also I actually emphasized the meme on her. Even though I changed her hair and stuff, I gave her the Nyoron pose, the kitty cat mouth. I did change her hair, and I made her way more green, because I think a girl whose name is Green Green, maybe she loves green. Maybe she loves eating her greens. She's always like, Mommy, can I have some collard greens? Please, may I have some more greens? Or whatever. Maybe she's British now, too, and she asks for more greens. Or maybe she actually hates green and she's being very ironic. I don't think that would be the case, though. Or maybe she is a stoner. I don't think that's the case either. But yeah, I wanted to really go in home with the green, and I don't think I went green enough. I actually messed up the design big time. Do you understand why? I didn't make her a green-skinned alien. I did not give her green alien skin, and that's my deepest regret. This design is just the worst. Why didn't I make her an alien cat girl? The school can just have one. The school should just have an alien cat girl who like asks silly questions because she's an alien and she doesn't know anything about the planet Earth because she's never been here. She doesn't know what a spoon is. She doesn't know what sewing machines are. She actually doesn't even know what green is, and she doesn't know what chairs are for. She's just that silly and that green. It's not easy. And maybe she's also a frog girl. Maybe I should have gave her more frogs. I don't know. Frog girls are the best. Stan Suyu. So the next character that I decided to redesign is Raibaru, or Miss Rival. Strong, unbreakable rival. Diamond is unbreakable rival. I don't watch JoJo. I know it's a JoJo's reference. I don't watch JoJo at all. I'm sorry. I'm a failure. And moving on from my sins of humanity, when I was telling my husband about what I was drawing for this week's video, they were like, did Yandere Dev seriously name the rival character Rival? And then I had to explain, no, she's not a rival. She's the rival's bodyguard. And then they just looked at me. So there was that. That was fun. Now, I don't actually have an issue with Miss Rival, but her design is not really meant for her character. And a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people were like, you just don't understand the character of Ayano. She's meant to be an emotionless character, and you just don't understand how well her original design fits her. And I'm like, well, first of all, I don't really care about her character because I kind of think it's dumb that a character in a Yandere game is not really a Yandere. She's just like a Yan, more like a Ku-Yan. Not very Dere at all. It should just be Yan Simulator. Yam Simulator. Let's just call it that from now on, just like my titles. Yeah, that's the joke of the title. Anyways, her design is a Unity Store asset. You can buy it from the Unity Store. Hers is named Aoi. She has blue hair. Aoi. Blue. And you can buy Raibaru's design too. I don't remember what it's called, but you can get her from the Unity Store as well for like $35. And it's the exact same design. It's like literally like nothing changed. Like Ayano had her design changed a little bit. Her design is just the same thing. That's it. And like I felt like I had to change her a little bit because as much as I like the design, I do not want to like keep it exactly the same because I legitimately think that it needed to be redone. But I did like it. Like I like the colors and everything. And sometimes when I do these designs, I'm like, oh, I really like it, and I have to change nothing at all. And then sometimes I'm like, I like it so much that I have to change everything just to have some fun. And this is one of those times where I try not to change it too much because I actually quite liked it. But don't worry, I will go a little bit bananas for another design. So for another thing that I changed was I did her braids, but I also made her hair lighter blonde. Like I just didn't want to use the orange. I changed her skin tone just slightly. I was going to give her freckles, but then I was like, oh no, she looks like Osana's sister. And I guess they could be like sisters, but closer, like SpongeBob, but that's not going to work. But I also gave her the eyes always shut thing, which like you've seen it in anime, like Brock from Pokemon has them. And basically the kind of trope thing is that a character who is either sneaky or like maybe they're very gentle, they have their eyes shut just all the time. And it kind of like either makes them look like, it's actually called the fox eyes trope, so it can make them look sneakier, like they're up to something, but it can also make the characters just look like they're always happy. They're always happy and they're just very gentle. And I think it's funny when they do that for like a very gentle character, and then she just like cracks her knuckles, and you see like the spookiness radiating behind the character, and everyone's so scared because they know that she means some serious business. But her expression is just the same, like a smiley face. So I thought that was kind of funny. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with her, because I do like the like cute, strong type. I just want to point out that while the trope might often be used in a completely innocent way, like to show a character is a very calm or serene type, or that they're just always happy and smiling, it can also, and has been used to be very racist against Chinese people. Don't be racist, guys. Like, Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town did it with a character named Huang, who is the apple seller, and it's implied that he's basically a huge scam artist. And having him have what is also called shifty eyes, quote unquote, is just extremely no. So be responsible with your tropes. Now, I just know a lot of people are going to comment, well, why can't I just draw whatever I want after they saw this? Like, I can't stop you, but I know that a lot of people are probably going to see this and, like, maybe look up the trope themselves. They're going to say, oh, eyes always shut? Ooh, I want to see more characters like that. It sounds funny. And they might come across things that don't make them feel very happy, or they might not understand how it can be extremely harmful. And that's why I wanted to explain that, yeah, while it can be a completely innocent trope, it can also be a very harmful one as well, because sometimes tropes are good and bad. They can do that. That's just how tropes can be. But yeah, just be responsible with your character designs and make sure that you look up what you're doing, because it's not always 100% innocent. And off of that topic, because I am cutting into the speaking time for this one, as you can see, I am drawing Miss Taeko Yamada, apparently. Yeah, I did not know that the female senpai had an original design. I did not get a lot of suggestions for this, but once I did get one, I was like, oh, I want to see that. So I looked it up, and she does have one. I don't like it. She looks like her face from the original was just photoshopped onto it. And I feel so mean about that, because the character designer usually has, like, really nice character artwork. Like, and this one doesn't even look bad. It's just she doesn't look quite right to me. So the vibe for Miss Female Senpai was, she is like a very gentle type is basically what I'm trying to go for. Like, the original senpai, he's kind of like a pretty nice guy, but I wanted him to have a much more shoujo love interest look to him. So I took like the nice guy character and inspired it by one character that I know is also like pretty nice guy, Masaya Aoyama from Tokyo Mew Mew. With her, I based her off of a lot of otome game protagonists, to be honest. Basically, a lot of otome games, dating sims for girls, stuff like that. If you've played them, a lot of the protagonists tend to have a pretty, like, generic look to them. If it's a self-insert type, or one that doesn't have a very, like, deep story, and it's set in, like, the modern day, or a relatively normal day, like the the New Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. Naomi, I think her name is, she has, like, a brown bob to her. Sarah from the original Harvest Moon girl protagonist has, like, the brown bob. The girl from Tokimeki Memorial, brown bob. What was it? I almost started thinking, like, oh, Bob is brown now. I thought he was purple, but now he's brown. Anyways, I'm like trying to list off of otome game protagonists. The one from Mystic Messenger also comes to mind. With, she doesn't have a bob, but she does have, like, shoulder length or a little bit longer than shoulder length brown hair. And also a lot of K-drama protagonists tend to have, like, that. Well, drama protagonists in general, honestly. But yeah, the brown bob is, like, basically the classic. This character is your generic girl protagonist, just like the shaggy black hair or blue, is the generic boy protagonist look. But I wanted her to look more than just generic. I wanted her to look like a senpai. So I gave her, like, I know that senpai just means upperclassman, and there is no one senpai look, but I did want her to look a little bit more mature, a little bit more reliable, and like the kind of person that a lot of people would fall in love with. So I gave her, like, the brown bob, but I gave it, like, an elegant look to her, and then I also gave it, like, the swirls. And then for her hair and skin and everything, I really just color picked. Basically, most of the design elements are just lifted from the Taro's design, but made her. So I just took Fempai and gave her all of Manpai's traits. Manpai, that sounds so nasty. Like, I can't explain why, but Manpai does sound really gross. Maybe it's just because it's men. And yeah, it's Manpai, not to be confused with Renpai, which is a really cool visual novel engine, or Cherry Pie, which is a very delicious snack, or Pie from Tokyo Mew Mew, who many teenage girls have described as being a snack. Or pie-flavored pie, guitar solo noise from the Astef movies, or... Oh, I can't make that joke. So, that's enough talking for me today. Bye. Just kidding. Ha, I tricked you. Just kidding. Well, I guess I was kidding. Or not to be confused with kitty. Yeah. Honestly, before I colored her in, her eyes sparkled, she looked so mean and scary. Like, she didn't look like the reliable senpai. She kind of looked sadistic. At least to me, so... Sorry for making her look so scary. But yeah, that was basically, I really wanted to do this. I did not get a lot of requests for her, but once I saw the design, I was like, I gotta do it. Okay, this is the one that I definitely got a lot of requests for, and I wasn't gonna do her at first. At first, I was gonna do Megami Psycho, but I changed my mind because I thought I could just do a whole video dedicated to the entire student council, because I kind of like their look, but then it's like, I can come up with something cool. I especially like the one with the tigery print socks and everything. That one looks so cool. But anyways, I ended up going with Coconut. I was going to do Budo, but then I didn't do him. Was going to do Megami, but I changed my mind about her. Like, a lot of the characters I wanted to do, I wanted to, like, group them up in a themed video. So I went with the characters that I had in mind, but didn't really have a theme to them. I got better at editing, so you didn't have to hear me do that gross burp. But I did have to tell you about that. So anyways, I'm doing Coconut, and again, this is a character whose design I actually quite like, especially in the character artworks, although she doesn't really have, like, a character portrait of her in her uniform, But I really like the one look of her in that, I guess, the Curious Case of Coconut video. I really liked the way her pigtails were specifically shaped in that. A lot more than she looks in the game. But this is a redesign, so I have to redesign her even though I like her. Because, like, it's not always about me not liking a character. I keep saying this, but sometimes it's just fun to get creative. Let's get creative. How many references am I making today? Anyway, so today I went with a hair down look. And I had quite a bit of trouble with this because I was like, okay, what do I do about Coconut? So I started looking up things about the character from the wiki. So I looked up, like, okay, she's very nice. She's a very pretty girl. She does compensated dating. And she has trouble. Her father has trouble because of loan sharks. So clearly she's a beautiful girl. She's able to get dates that are not very family friendly. She's probably a very sad, suffering girl. Like, obviously, she has, like, the most in-depth story out of anyone, but she's secretly suffering. She has a lot of issues in her family, despite how pretty she is, how, like, she's just like a suffering girl. Like, so I needed her, but she's also like the social buddy, not buddy, butterfly personality, and she's also like pretty like cheery looking in general. Like, she does her poses and stuff. Unrelated, I have to say it somewhere. I hate the characters in Yandere Simulator with big boobs. Not because I have a problem with big boobs, not because I have an issue with their designs having big boobs. I don't care if a character has big boobs if it's not like overly sexualized or anything. I'm sure Yandere Dev over-sexualizes them, though. I know he does. He's a weird little man. But we're not talking about what he's doing with the characters. We're going to talk about why I specifically hate the big boobs in this game. They look so ugly on their character models. They don't look natural at all. Like, we make jokes about how painful it looks. It's painful to me to see. It looks like she's going to stab me in the eyes with boob. There's just nothing nice looking about them. Like, on the character artworks and portraits and stuff, she looks pretty decent. Her boobs are huge, enormous, obviously. But, oh my god, they don't look good on the actual models. And I know that Yandere Dev is, like, just ignoring how bad it looks on the models because he needs to have a big titty. He just needs some boobies. And it's like, the models cannot handle it. They clearly just are not made for that much boobage. They're like, please free me from all of this suffering. And I pray for these character models. I pray that they get the salvation that they so desperately want. Anyways, I keep making jokes. I'm getting a lot more confident, though, with, like, my videoing and stuff. And people apparently like hearing me talk. So anyways, I'm doing, like, her expression was kind of difficult because, like, I wanted to have a cheerful girl, but also kind of, like, something's kind of sad about her, so I try to give her a much more serene expression, like, calming. Maybe she's a little bit troubled or something. I did have a lot of trouble. Speaking of troubles, I had a lot of trouble picking out her hair color, because in her cardigan color, because I wasn't sure which combination to use. So I ended up going for basically the exact same color, but I fixed it up. But I had a lot of trouble, like, switching them up. Like, I really wanted her to have a berry purple hair color and all that. And I did give her a tan, or a tan skin complexion, I should say, because she's not tan, as far as I know. Maybe she is tan. I didn't ask her. She's a cartoon. But she has a darker skin complexion. Not dark skin, but, like, a relatively darker, because I was like, well, I might as well, because I'm redesigning and I want to change things about her, so I should change that too because I feel like it. Like, sometimes I have a funny joke behind it. Sometimes I have a legitimate reason. Sometimes I want to reinvent Clover for the 500th time. And sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Let's mix things up and see where it goes. And I do think this color looks pretty good on her skin. So, but I also think darker skin tones tend to look really pretty with purple. Oh my god, I reinvented Clover. Just kidding. Maybe. Dun, 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 dun. Anyways, yeah. I don't think I ever mentioned, like, okay, I don't think I mentioned it. But, because I went off on the tangent about boobs. But the thing is, when it came to her hairstyle, I had a lot of trouble with that because, like, I liked her original hairstyle quite a bit, and I wasn't really sure what to do with it. So what I actually did was just searched up, like, Japanese fashion, and that was not quite as helpful as I thought it would be, because when you search up, like, Japanese fashion, people automatically think, well, at least Google automatically thinks that I mean it, because maybe for other people it's a lot easier because they collect data and stuff, but for me they were like, okay, you mean Lolita and Decora and Gyaru? And I'm like, no, I mean, like, actual fashions that are really popular, not subcultures, because she seems like a pretty girl who would be, like, pretty trendy, up to date with the trends, read magazines. So I was looking up, like, their fashion and haircuts to see what regular Japanese people would do for a trendier hairstyle, and I came up with that. It's like a pretty, like, loose, effortlessly pretty. She looks like she would be in a drama or something, honestly. And I suppose you could say she is in a drama, actually. Poor Kokona. She really should have been the first rival, and Osana should be the last rival because Osana is like the closest to him, but whatever. We're not talking about that. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell, tell your mom, tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your uncle. Unless he's weird, don't tell your uncle then. I don't want to hear about him. If you liked the video, make sure you comment below with your suggestions, comments, concerns. Let me know what other characters you would like to see me draw, and I'll do another video in the future. If there's any other series you'd like to see me draw, if you have suggestions for that art style challenge you would like to see me draw, because I'm still going to do that, make sure you leave that in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hands. Bye-bye. Mwah.